Hello, it's May 10th, 2008. I'm going to do a garden update for my garden this year. First row I have black-seeded Simpson I have planted. Just planted a short row to right here. Later I will, actually probably today, I'll plant 3 more rows and just keep on extending the lettuce all the way down. Just every few weeks planting new lettuce just so we keep it fresh coming in throughout the year. Next row is my onions. This is just a standard bunching onions I got from the nursery. I planted 3 rows down each. Planted them from sets versus seed. Next I have 2 rows of Blue Lake green beans. Blue Lake standard variety I've used for years and years. You might notice that some of the green beans are much taller than the other green beans. Well, that was because we put the green beans in, and unfortunately the deer got into the garden and nibbled and left. You can see the big ones are what the ones that left. In between is where I had to replant. Next to that I have 2 rows of parsnips. This first year I've grown parsnips. Honestly, I should have really planted the parsnips in the fall. I've heard when they freezes it makes them extra sweeter. But this is the first year I'm trying. We'll see what they do. Don't know if they've come up yet. It makes it very hard to weed. I kind of have to give them several weeks so I can tell them apart from the weeds. Next I have a row of sweet potatoes. And I planted these from slips. You plant sweet potatoes from slips versus perhaps a seed potato or just a seed. That's the more common way to do it. I actually grew my own slips this year. I had planted Beauregard variety previously. And what happens with any potato is after a while it will start growing. You will see the growth starts coming out in the spring. Well, you simply just snap these off, put them in water, and then after a couple of weeks they will start developing roots, and then you set them out in the garden and keep them very moist the first few days. These slips have probably been in probably about 2, maybe 3 weeks now. After that I have 2 rows of parsley. This is kind of an herb row for me. This variety of parsley is Sweet Italian. It has just now started coming up.
You mean basil?
I do mean basil. Sweet Italian basil. Here is cilantro. We're going to use that this year. We're going to actually make our own salsa. And then we have oregano, which has been in the garden several years. Acts as a perennial, really keeps coming back. Next to that I have a row of Hungarian yellow wax peppers. This makes a hot pepper. Not as hot as habanero or cayenne or anything like that, but still hot. And you can see it has peppers on it, and I just actually popped one off accidentally. But it's already producing, so that's good. Next to that is a row of strawberries. This year I'm kind of doing a strawberry experiment. I had previously planted Ozark Beauty, which actually produced very pretty strawberries, very productive. The only complaint with Ozark was it was actually more of a bitter or a tart berry versus a sweet berry. And I'm looking for a sweet berry. That's what I want. So I've actually got 2 varieties here. I have 3 plants here of Sequoia and then 3 plants of Quinault at the end. So we'll see. I've never grown either variety. They already have berries on them, protected by bird netting. So hopefully one of these will turn out to be a sweet. If not, I'll keep trying until I find one.